say anything to Rose. What do I have for you?
Well, because I didn't start my bit of press.
Hi everybody, happy Wednesday. It was supposed to be the dynamic duo today, but it's just the dynamic uno today. Nancy is under the weather, so welcome. Thanks for being here. Thanks to everybody who's going to watch this on the replay. I appreciate that very much. It will also be here that you can rewatch later, and we will get it uploaded to our YouTube channel as well. So just as a reminder, all of our previous dynamic duos and all of the Monday night lives that Julia and guests have done, those are all loaded on our YouTube channel. So that's a great source of amazing content too, okay? So today I am here. Our plan was just kind of to play with Prism Cardstock. We've had some questions about the use and just some random things. So we thought, why not just kind of play with cardstock, talk about that a little bit, maybe answer some questions, give you some ideas. So to go hand in hand with that, anything Prism Studio is 25% off. So that is, we've got an amazing selection of Prism cardstock right now, including Prism glitter cardstocks, Prism foil cardstocks, just a ton on there. So you can see it all on the online store, or if you come in and visit us as well. So the really pretty colors of Prism cardstock, but we also have a lot of the 8.5 by 11 packages, which are 10 packs. And most of them are 110 pounds. Some range from 80 to 90 pounds, most of them 110 pounds. So when you buy them in packs like this, they're excellent for card bases. So if you're a card maker, or even if you want to be matting photos, this is a great deal. So yeah, the 8.5 by 11s, the white and black, we also have in the 25 packs. $13.25 is the regular price, so 25% off. So white colors, lots of colors. We do have a really good variety right now. Black. So I'm really going to be focusing on some black cardstock today because we did have a question. What do we do with all this black cardstock? So in the 12 by 12 options, we also have black, white, and craft. In 25 packs, and you just kind of watch the details when you're shopping on the online store because there is smooth, textured, and there's also heavy weight. Okay, so it depends on what you're needing it for. When I'm scrapbooking, when I'm looking for mats and backgrounds, I like to use a lot of textured. Also for my card making, if I want just a little bit of dimension, I like the textured. Smooth is great for stamping on, and the heavyweight is also excellent for card bases and for some mixed media. Okay, so anyways, that's Prism Studio. Also Prism Studio, we have a lot of tools too. So the little picker guy, this is the tool stand, 25% off, and blending brushes. Everybody is buying those today. So we have this one. This is the new one. This is the fine point blending brush set. Okay, and then these two sizes of the blending brushes, and also the dies. So we have nested dies, the Teflon bone folder. Go shop online store or in person. So today and tomorrow. Okay. So Prism Studio, I think I got that out of the way. This past week, maybe weekend, the days roll together. It has been very busy here. I posted some photos in the inspiration group and I think on my personal social media pages using the Simply Stated quirky dogs. As of today, we are sold out of that ephemera package, but you can hit the notify me on the online store or get your name on the list when you're in store today or any day. Just let us know and put your name on the request list for it. We have a running list of them since I posted these cards, and then some more since people saw them in person today. So I thought just quickly, while I've got your attention, just show these to you. And I want to say a great compliment to these cards would be these paper packs. So my idea behind the quirky cards was mostly to create maybe some masculine cards too, some fun, playful cards. But they work really well if you need some masculine vibe cards. So I was thinking these would be great compliments to the quirky dog. So this is the Simply Stated. This one is called Metal Walls. So even if you want to add just kind of like that punch of color into any of your images, this is a great one. I'm really in love with this one. I think these might all be coming home today. This is Steampunk Blueprint. And when I show you the cards, you'll get a better feel for how they can go hand in hand. And of course, the unlikely of friends, 12 by 12. So you just get great images, nice patterns, very versatile. And then when I talk about the dogs, if you haven't seen them yet, so you get this guy here. And of course, thanks to Brianna and her love of Winkostella, got to add some Winkostella, which might be hard to see. Hi, everybody. Maybe I'll tip that up. Brianna, see your comments, sorry. That guy. So I'll just go through them quickly. Now, this is an older pattern paper pack I had in my stash, hence the reason those suggestions from the other Simply Stated 12 by 12 paper packs too. Okay, hi everybody. Thanks for being here. I appreciate that. Wishing Nancy well. Hopefully she'll be here for the next one. This one was super fun. This one was, it's so hard to show shine on camera. But there is some shine in this one. And this background was made with just Distress Spray stains and mica spray stain with a little bit of texture in the back with some texture paste. So I think I'll do that on Dynamic Duo soon. Okay. This little guy was just like an old frame, 49 market frame I had in my stash. Made a cute shaker out of them. I know Brianna and I also love our little shakers. And some sequins. This one cracks me up. This one I'm not even finished yet. I was playing with it. I've got some string on there. That Wonderful string that we sell. A great little addition to your cards. Maybe a good happy birthday card. Anyways, this one too. Look at you being awesome. Got some Wink of Stella on his face there. Some more of the string in behind. Do we have the dog stamps? We don't have dog stamps. These are ephemera packages that we are currently sold out of. So this is the Quirky Dog ephemera package. I think they might have some of the Quirky Cats left, but I think they might have sold out today too. I'm not sure. Don't worry, we'll get it all back in. Okay? So fun, another shaker one. And this was just some scraps of paper I just lined up. Okay? Love them. Yeah, thanks everybody. Hi everybody. Fun cards, yeah, for sure. So anyways, that's just a package of pattern paper and some ephemera. Okay, and some sentiments I already had in my stash. So anyways, thank you for the love. I had a lot of fun making those as well. Okay, Prism cardstock. So we were kind of talking about like the white and the craft and the black. My focus, and Nancy and I were kind of divvying up who's going to show and talk about what. Because she's sick today, I'm going to focus on what my ideas were. So I'm going to share my love of black cardstock, okay? I'm going to do a quick touch on craft cardstock because something I like to share with people, especially the scrapbookers out there. Craft is a really nice, subtle color. Okay, so say you have a busy, actually maybe Brianna, we may as well tip the camera down now, actually. Let's talk cardstock. Thanks again, everybody, for being here. Pull out my samples, get some things ready. So let's start the conversation with craft cardstock, because I do believe we just have one pack of the craft 12 by 12 left in stock right now, but we do have quite a few packages of the Prism Studio craft 8.5 by 11. Okay, so this is a heavyweight cardstock. There are 10 sheets in here, and it is 110 pounds. So if you're a card maker, you already know this is a great weight for cards because it scores really well and it stands up really well. Another thing you might want to be shopping for with your 25% off is a good Teflon bone folder. Okay, so this regular price is $28.75. Thank you. This is an amazing bone folder. This is the one I use. It's Teflon. It won't break. It won't bend. It's super nice for getting a great crease on your cards. Okay. So, craft cardstock. One of the things I like to tell, especially if you're scrapbooking, say with older photos, let's call them vintage, 60s, 70s. You know, you get that really funky looking carpet or pattern on grandma's Chesterfield, and then everybody's sitting there and you're wearing very opposing colors. So people have challenges trying to match that photo or match that up for scrapbooking. You know, when you're working with colors that are a little iffy, it does make it a little bit more difficult. And I like to suggest that rather than trying to focus on a color that's in those photos, which could be a little funky for a better word in terms of You don't want to, match it up with like rust-colored carpet or lime green shag type of thing. So my suggestion is always craft. If you mat with craft, you pull out the colors of people's faces versus weird color hues in the background, okay? And I'll just show an example. This is actually a cute photo. I was in a rush this morning trying to grab the rest of the things for the demo. But when you mat with craft, you will always put the focus on the faces versus the colors or anything else that is going on behind. Okay, sometimes when you mat, and I do prefer to mat always with either black, white, or craft, depending on what's going on in the photos. Black tends to be a little bit harsh, but I just suggest to people, don't necessarily try to mat with picking a color that's dominant in the photo, because then you're drawing the focus to what that person is wearing per se, whereas you want to draw your focus always to what's in the photo in terms of who's there, really. So when you mat with craft, the focus then becomes the people. You are drawing the attention there. It's a magical trick. If you don't believe me, try it at home with your stash. Take your photo and lay it on a piece of white or like a blue from the shirt or a piece of black, and then try it with craft, and you will see what I'm saying. I highly suggest it. It's a no-brainer if you're wondering what to do. So this is a photo. So this is on the craft. Okay, so I'm just doing like a quick little 1/8 of an inch kind of idea there. Sorry, there's a lag. Hi, everybody. Thanks again for being here. A bit of a lag trying to get the phone to catch up with what I'm saying. So that's just a craft, 8.5 by 11, and it's bringing the focus to the people. That's a very old photo of myself and my boys when they were very young, as you can tell. Okay. But if I were to lay it on white cardstock, which is a great color to have on hand, always have it on hand for everything, it's a little more harsh. Okay. This is a nice, subtle way to mat. Versus black, which in this case is just too much. Okay? It's not a good mat. It's way too dark. Because you want to brighten it up, get the focus where it needs to be. Craft is always a great option. Okay? This was an old craft from my stash, but as you can tell here on this craft, I would easily do that. Okay? So, these 8.5 by 11 packages are the 12 by 12s. Get them in your stash. Really good to have on hand. Okay. That's my little spiel on craft. Hope that helps some people out there. Okay, I'm going to put that one away. Craft is also a really good one. I always have, I have pre-cut card bases in my stash all the time. And the colors I use the most for my card bases are black, white, and craft. I tend to go to them more often than any other color. So I do have all the other colors. I have them pre-cut as well, but I keep like a stack like this pretty much in my bin of black, white, and craft. And again, like I said, I prefer to use 100-pound for the most part. It just makes for a great weight in the stability of your card. Okay, so that's just a card, really pretty colors. Gives it a soft, subtle look because I used a craft. Okay. Same craft cardstock with a black cardstock and then just some wax over top. So anyways, just don't hesitate to try using craft a little bit more. Just craft with some black foil on it and a punch of purple, because why not? Okay. Okay, I think that's my spiel on craft. Okay, black cardstock. A lot of people think black makes a project too harsh. Well, it doesn't. Black actually gives even just hints of black in your elements, even in your sentiment, maybe some die cut pieces. Black really has drawing power. Like it brings your eyes into something, gives a little bit more impact as well. So I always suggest to have a little touch of black in your projects, whether it be on a mat perhaps, a sentiment somewhere, little ephemera pieces. Black is a great bounding color to have. So in this instance, this is a black card base, and that's black paste through a stencil. Okay, I'm going to do a bit about that because that's kind of where my focus went, is what to do with black, and I love to use paste on black cardstock. Okay. So black cardstock again. And a lot of these, some of these honestly were in 80 pounds. So that is plenty good for your card bases as well. Especially once you start layering on more paper too. It helps the stability. So that black there too, it has some impact. That's a black, just die cut layered pieces there. And then it really helps the other elements, those other colors pop out as well. And then the foundation of this one is the black, and it grounds all the other colors and makes them really stand out too. Okay. Okay, so there's that. What did I do with the black cardstock? What I like to do is black, I find, works so well with your sprays and your pastes. And if you know anything about me, you know I love my stencil butters and my Simon Hurley paste. Give me all the pastes. It's one of my favorite things to create with. Okay, so I have some samples here. These will be cut down for cards. So if I'm going to pull out my paste, I will just go ahead and make a ton of backgrounds. And then I have them on hand. So I'll do them on different colored cardstock, even some Duralar, vellum, just to really play with my paste, because use them or lose them, people. If you're going to purchase them, open them up, start using them, just use them. They're so beautiful. And if you let them sit there for way too long, they're going to dry up. Okay? So use them. So that's what I suggest too. Just if you're going to open up your paste and create, keep going. Just have at her. So I will also use my paste on black. And these are the neon pastes. Okay, so I just used a stencil, did some layering with some colors, just to start creating a scrapbook layout. So black is the color, that's a base there, so don't let it intimidate you. Black's a really fun color to play with. And then I'll probably even mount it on a white to really kind of help that pop as well. Give a nice border to that. And then I can still bring in different colors to my pattern papers and my ephemera. I would probably then mount my photos on white and then bring in these colors. But you see how those pastes just really pop on the black. Oh, thanks, Jennifer. And because the black, the cardstock is a great weight, once your pastes have dried, they will still lay nice and flat, okay? So that's a super fun way to use it, definitely there. Okay, get this up of the way. I will do a little demo on these as well. So black cardstock here. And if you haven't played yet with, I think I brought a couple. So the Simon Hurley, the Astro Paste. So these ones we got in a while ago. They are full of glitter. They are just gorgeous. I do have some samples here in store so you can see them. But when you see them in the jar versus when you see them dry, it's two very different things. So this kind of has almost like that cloudy color look to it, but that's it when it's dry. So this one is slippery when wet, and then this one is clear skies. Okay, so they dry beautifully, but look how they pop on black. Yeah, the paste colors on black, I tell you, if you have paste or you want to play with them, start with doing it on black. They just stand out. Okay, and I use a lot of these on my Christmas cards too, but I'll use them for tons of things, accents, you name it. This, and don't ask me the stencils because I have a huge stash of stencils as well, and who knows the brands or when they came out. But it was more to give you an idea of what to do with it and check out some colors. This is Prom Queen Astro Paste. So that's it in the jar. That's it dry. Isn't that something? But on black, like wowzers. And if it seems like black is too much for you, too bold, consider the fact that you're going to bring in like a sentiment or something else to this. So then bring in some white. Even when you mount it on a... Here, like if you were to mount this panel, die cut it down maybe, and mount it on white. See how it just brightens that up as well? Right? Ooh, you could purchase one of the Prism Studio layering dies, die cut it out, mount it on white, boom. Yeah, what a difference, yeah. Okay. Yeah, so those Astro Paste, like I tell you, you get it and you think, oh man, that's not It's not jumping out at me. But what I like to tell people is these astro pastes tend to dry closer to the color you see in the actual word. So that word astro paste is kind of that bright pink. It dries closer to that. Same with the golds. Okay, so envision that when you're looking at them or purchasing them. Okay. These die sets. I just grabbed a couple of them. The layering dies by Prism Studio. This is the scallop rectangles. This is just the layering rectangles. I think I own all of them too because the price points on them too is fabulous. Like $22.25 regular price. Okay. The tools like at 25% off and the cardstock, great day to shop. This is I love the Astro Paste. You and me both. I love all the pastes. This is a Dina Wakley stencil. I think we still have some of these in stock. And on these ones I used, here I wrote it down, the Lunar Paste. So these ones are without the glitter. Mood Ring and No Chill. So this is Mood Ring and this is No Chill. So again, you see that on the black. It's super pretty on the white too, don't get me wrong. It just has so much impact on the black. Yeah. This one I know was Sunshine stencil butter. Okay. Have a few more samples to show you. Then I'm actually going to show you how I did them. Oh, this color too. This is, I want to say seashell stencil butter. Cut it down, throw a sentiment on it, boom, card done. Because the impact is what you've already done with all the pastes. You see that shine too? So that's all I would do. And if you wanted to, lighten it up a bit, like I said, cut it down, put it on a white card base, or even like a green color to match that. Throw a sentiment on there, white or black, maybe even a touch of gold or silver would really pop as well. Some of the Prism glitter cardstock would be fabulous. Are you falling in love with the black cardstock yet, everybody? Definitely a must-have. A couple more paste samples. Again, this is one of the stencil butters. This is Green Pear on black. Amazing. Okay. And then these are 3 of the new colors actually from the Crafters Workshop. So this is Violet, Orchid, and the cornflower? Yeah, cornflower and then navy. Okay, so the orchid's not new, but these are some of the new colors on the black. Oh, Jennifer's going to try stencil butters on her black right now. Absolutely. Dry nice and flat. My cardstock still dries nice and flat as well. Makes it really easy to mount to anything. Great for your cards, your stencil butters, your black, maybe black journal pages. Use all the things. It works. They show up. And if anything, you're going to have fun creating. And then it's sitting there, ready to use. Okay. Something else that's really lovely to use on your black cardstock is your new Distress Spritz Sprays. Okay, same. This is just, I put a stencil down. The same stencil I used here. After I cleaned it off, I thought, I'm going to spray. That's Twisted Citron on black. I'll hold it up a bit closer. Do you see that shine? So of course you get a little leak seepage underneath the stencil, but you're creating a background and I'm going to layer. Tony made it home. Tony was just here. Hi, Tony. You'll have to catch the replay later, Tony. Catch the beginning too. Okay, so through a stencil. Same here again. This is just through a stencil. And I just hold it flat. I give it a few sprays. I let it sit there for a second and then I carefully peel the stencil up. And you will get a little bit of overspray or, it goes underneath the stencil a little bit. Who cares? It's handmade. And you're going for that cool dimension kind of look you're getting. And then you're going to layer the other bits on as well. So on black, try it. So wonderful. Nope. And here, this is just sprayed just for fun. I haven't done anything with this one yet. But what I am going to do, I'm going to die cut this out. I think I'll cut maybe some funky flowers or some leaves, whatever, and then use them as clusters and ephemera. But just that cool effect, I just sprayed it on and let it dry. Okay? So all your colors on white, try them on your black cardstock. Don't be intimidated thinking it's too bold of a color. It has such impact. Okay? Okay, I'm going to put that away for a second. Yeah, so everybody, are you using black cardstock already? You should be. Another thing that's excellent to do with all your colored cardstocks, but especially your black, white, and craft, even actually with a lot of my foil ones, is this is what works for me, my sentiment storage or my sentiment organization. I've been using zippered pouches for quite some time. And if I'm going to create a sentiment for cards and I'm taking the time to do it, I'm going to sit down and make a few so that they're ready, okay? So this is just an old zippered pouch. We do have some new ones from 49 and Market, which are lovely. They all have teal, which I'm also a fan of. Okay, and then I'll create a bunch. So if you're purchasing, like especially the foil and the glitter card stocks, they are awesome for your sentiments. And again, don't ask me where the sentiments have come from. These are all die cuts that I've had forever. Okay, and that's just a vellum shadow and a glitter cardstock. And just sit down and make a bunch, because then when I go to turn these backgrounds into cards, I can just pull out a pretty sentiment, cut this down, and then it's ready. Okay? Yep. Even that white on black. And if I mount this on a white cardstock, white card base, be very, very pretty. So your white and black make for great sentiments too. If you're like me and you like to have some on the ready, cut some out. It's a white there. This has the black shadow. This is a gold. It's kind of hard to tell on there with vellum, but like mix it up. But those are great basics to have because they will match with anything. Black and white and craft. I don't think I have any craft in this one. I do have some glimmer ones. Anyways, so in the gold, the white, the craft, it will go with everything, right? You can turn it into whatever, and it's one of a kind anyways. So that's a good way to use up all the colors, really. Your foil colors, glitter colors. I will tell you from experience, because I own a lot of it, that the Prism cardstock die cuts very, very well. It'll die cut your shapes, your sentiments. It goes through your trimmer, no problem. Okay. So let's just have a quick play, because it's supposed to be a demo. Very busy in here today, but I wanted to give you some ideas. As always, you mostly only use black, Jean-Marie. See, you know the love of the black cardstock. Stencil butters or the paste, very easy to play with. I know it's intimidating to a lot of people, but don't let it be, because it's a little bit messy, but it's a lot of fun. We'll just use this one. Ooh, so I'm just using this for my comments. Sorry, everybody. These are my Tim Holtz stencils. Everybody stores their things differently. I have mine on a binder ring because I use I use the IKEA pegboard system in my craft room, and I just hang it on a little dowel thing. So that's what I've done there. Okay, so, and like I said, don't ask me if we have these certain stencils in. I don't know. The idea is to just gain the ideas. How does Heather do it? What do you use for adhering your sentiments? I use my Nuvo or my Art Glitter glue when I'm adhering my sentiments together, for one thing. And then when I adhere them, say especially one that has vellum on it, if I'm adhering this to a card, I use the Misty glue press. I just very carefully make a thin line over most of it, and no problem, because it dries clear, and I'm trying to stay behind where the cardstock is, so I'm not getting any visible through the vellum. And same on this, I just use glue. Ooh, a lot of times though, I will use foam. So any of the foam dots or foam squares. That's a great way to add dimension to your projects, whether it be in my scrapbook or my cards. I use a lot of foam. I have a love for foam. Okay. Definitely. Oh, here's another tip too. If you want this to have more impact so that it stands out just a little bit more against your projects, this is just die cut once in white. Die cut it twice, 3 times. Even maybe the black. Die cut another piece. while you're die cutting anyways, just do it. And it just gives more height to it, so this sentiment stands out a little bit more against your card, okay? And a lot of the, you know, YouTube designers, they'll do that. They'll cut it out 2-3 times. Just a great way to give it that dimension. Love it. Brilliant. We need a Heather craft room organization video. Ooh, that would have to be on a really good day when Heather is highly organized, but that seems to be the constant battle too, right? As crafters with our own spaces, and then you bring in new stuff. What's the best way to organize it? What makes most sense? What's the most efficient? I feel like it's constantly changing, but I have certain things that I really, really like. And then of course I've got the dream craft room in my head that hopefully I get one day, but I should do a little walkthrough video of my room. Might just give some people some ideas on something they like, or share ideas that you have that I would find useful. Okay, so this is just the black Prism cardstock. I'm working on the Tim Holtz media mat. Okay, so this is easy to clean. I love this mat too. I do recommend using a piece of washi tape, or my very favorite is the Spellbinder's Best Ever Craft Tape, which is the best ever. Doesn't tear. I like to use it on my cardstock when I am also die cutting. Okay, I'm just gonna put down a little piece, hold it to my mat and my cardstock. Yes, great idea. I might have to do that with a craft room. What color? I don't want to use the Astro Paste right now because they have more impact when they're dry, and you're not going to see that on camera right now. So let's use one of the new colors. I will use, this is Violet. Okay. What do I have on my stencil butter, you may ask? This is the Glad Press and Seal. Every person who has any kind of paste, whether you're using the distress paste, your matte medium, your opaque paste, any of the paste, including the stencil butters, get yourself a roll of the Glad Press and Seal, cut it down into squares, and as soon as you open a jar of paste, get it in there. Okay, we live in a dry climate, and the more air that gets in here, the quicker this is to dry. Okay, and I also suggest to people, when you take it out, push it back in. The longer air time it has, the quicker it's going to dry out. And that is especially true for any paste that has glitter in it, which seems to dry out that much faster. Which is also why I say use it or lose it. Because in a year's time, this is not going to be any good. Okay? So the Glad Press and Seal. Okay? I've just got it on the back end of my palette knife. Just doing a quick demo for anybody who hasn't used the stencil butters. Love the look of it on the black cardstock, but you're intimidated? Don't be. It's easy. So generally, if I'm working with stencil butters, I will work at my kitchen counter. I'll just take one of my mats out there, and I'll have a sink ready with warm, soapy water, so that as soon as I'm done with my stencil, I drop it right into the sink, because once the paste is on there and you let it dry, not so fun to get off. Okay? If any has dried on, I will use my scrubby soap, which does seem to work really well on dried on paste, but it's a challenge. Why let something be a challenge when you could spend that time crafting? Okay. And I'm just lightly bringing it down. And then if I don't want the lines in there, I'll just lightly go over it. Okay. Move it around. You could leave it thicker if you want. Actually, I'm just going to leave that. Okay. Scrape it off, push the press and seal down inside, and I'm just going to flip it. Let's use one of the other new colors. So this is the cornflower blue, and then when I peel this off, I keep saying it, paste and sprays on the black cardstock is chef's kiss. And somehow I already have the paste on my fingers. So. And if you know me, I don't really, I have to be in a mood to be messy crafting. So if I'm going to get out the paste and all this stuff, I'm just going to go to town and do a bunch, get messy, not care about the space, and just clean it all up in the end. Okay, so I'm going to take a bit out. Again, this is the stencil butter, cornflower blue. Paste everywhere. Okay, And you can use any kind of a palette knife. I just grabbed this one quickly this morning. So this is just a plastic palette knife. I do really like the Nuvo silicone palette knives as well. Okay. Drop your paste down. While it's still wet, you could even drop in some mica powders, distressed glitter flakes, anything like that. You can even put in embossing powders and heat it when it's done, but that's another day. Okay, put a little bit more there. And I am going back and forth. I mean, I've done this plenty. I'm holding it pretty steady. I have it taped down. I'm not too concerned about pushing the paste underneath, but practice makes perfect. Not that it's perfect, but if you're new to paste, it can be nerve-wracking. Okay, need a bit more there. Okay, put that back in. Put this down, lid on, and then we'll do the reveal so you can have a look what this is like first person on the black. Okay. Pastes are like sprays. They can get everywhere you don't want them to. Okay, and then, actually I should lift this up too. And just peel it off. Okay. So I got a little bit underneath there, not a big deal. If I cut this down for a card, I'll just make sure I lay my sentiment wherever my whoops are. But I'm also going to try not to overthink it because it's handmade. So, paste on the black cardstock, absolutely. Sprays, absolutely. Do the same thing, do it on your white cardstock, your colored cardstock. Have fun with it. Cardstock. And cardstock matters. Okay, quick tip before I let you go here too. If you're going to heat emboss, ink blend, mix media, be sure you are using a cardstock that is meant for that. If you're purchasing 60 or 65 pound cardstock, that is great for matting, die cutting some pieces, images out of. It is not so great for your technique-based crafting. So your heat embossing, paste, that kind of thing. Cardstock matters. You want the perfect weight for what you're going to do, okay? So even 80 pound is great for heat embossing, for your stamping, for your ink blending. Then you get a nice flat surface. And then of course the 100 pound, 110 pound is great for your card bases. It is great for mixed media for the most part. If you're using a lot of wet media, then you want to use a specific cardstock for wet media. Yeah, so just kind of know your cardstock. And if you have questions about that, you let us know. On Thursdays, we have Cardstock Your Stash. So that's the 12 by 12 cardstock, which is 80 pounds. Could be 85 pounds, it doesn't matter. And it is great for your... It can be good for your card bases too, especially if you're putting on layers of other, like another mat on it. You're building the stability. It's perfect for scrapbooking. But I just say to people, like, it really matters. If you're using a 60 pound cardstock and you're not getting a nice clean image on your stamping, or your inks aren't moving for your blending, it's your cardstock. Okay, so the heavyweight cardstock Prism is really good for the mixed media. As you see from all the samples I made, everything is nice and flat too, right? Everything dried nice and flat. Okay. So there, I hope you take away something from this. It did feel like a little bit fly by the seat of my pants without my partner here, and all the ideas. But anytime you have an idea, you want to see us do something, use something, a technique. We love this hobby and we love to share our passion for it. So we are more than happy to demo anything that you put out there for us. And we appreciate the opportunity to do it. So thank you very much for joining me today. I appreciate your time. Like I said, hello to everybody on the replay. Hope to be back with Nancy in a couple weeks. But if you have ideas, put them in here. We're looking for some ideas for the next go around. So go shop the Prism sale, everybody, 25% off. Thank you.